those who have worked tirelessly to get it. This is the Super Bowl. This is the World Series, the NBA Finals. This is Best in Show.
I'm sure we've all seen dog shows, but we've never seen a dog show quite like this, especially in animation. And I am here to go and have a chat with the creator of this specific dog show. So, Haley, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Haley Jameson. I'm a 24-year-old self-taught animator based in Vancouver, Canada. I use the name Oaty or Odios on social media sites. I love bringing silly characters to life with frame-by-frame animation. My biggest inspirations are Charles Schultz, Richard Scarry, and Michael Bedard. I've worked with a few other online creators. Like, I've animated a video for Doobus Goobus. I'm working on an animation for the Minute Hour at the moment. And I've been creating a series called Rolled Oats with Rollo, another independent animator. I also have a website where I sell shirts that I press myself at odios.com.
All right, and actually, it's interesting you note that you have worked with other YouTubers like Doofus Goobus and the Minute Hour. What specifically have you worked on with those videos? In fact, I'll admit I'm even a bit of a Doofus Goobus fan myself, so I want to know what you have, what specifically that you've worked with him on.
He sent me an audio clip of him he sent me 3 audio clips actually, where he wanted me to pick one and just animate them for his channel. So I picked the funniest one and just animated about like 3 minutes of it. And yeah, that's about it.
Like, do you know what it is? Like, is it something that we could find online?
Yeah, it's on his channel. It's called like Tiny Green Man Screams for 17 seconds or something like that.
Let's go. That's hard. Holy shit. Oh, that's way harder. That is way too hard.
Yeah, it does sound like something he would do. Okay, that does make sense. But mainly we are here to go and talk about this new animated short, basically something that you have fully created, which is Best in Show. So where is it that you got the idea to create this animated short?
I got the idea about a year ago when I was waiting in a phone store changing my phone plan. And they had the 2021 Westminster Dog Show playing on the TV. And I just started really watching it while I was waiting for my plan to get processed. And the show was at that part when they line up all the dogs of a certain group, and a guy goes around and judges all their looks. Like, he pulls their ears back and puts his hand in their mouth and all that stuff. And then he tells the owner to trot around in a circle with the dog. And I thought, this is such a weird event that so many people take so seriously. And I've seen the Christopher Guest movie, but I've never actually watched an actual dog show. So I thought I just had to make an animation based off this. So as soon as I got home, I watched a bunch of actual dog shows like Cruft's AKC National Dog Show, and I learned about the 7 dog breed groups. And I just started thinking out funny dogs that fit into those categories. The original idea for the short was going to be a lot shorter and purely physical comedy. It was going to have humans in it. And it was going to be a serious judge that goes around and performs ridiculous acts on the Best in Show lineup to assess them. Like, he was going to iron out a super wrinkly dog, or crunch one of them into a basketball and bounce it around or something. But in the end, I decided I wanted to make a civilized dog world, where a dog show would be a huge sporting event, kind of like Super Bowl. So after watching a bunch of dog shows, I found the agility test to be the most fun and always gets the audience most excited. So the script and characters went through a lot of changes, but I think that really helped me learn about the whole animation process.
So this is basically also for you to learn animation, as you said. How much have you learned about animation as you're making this?
I learned so much. Like even just the animation program I was using, Toon Boom. I've only been animating for about like 2 years, so I was super new at this point. So I had to break this huge video down into 3 parts. The first one, I didn't know that you could like paint bucket and like each frame. So I was going through each frame and like hand coloring everyone. But then I eventually figured it out, so Act 2 and Act 3 went a lot smoother.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure like the paint bucket tool, like it helps you a lot. Like if you're just gonna go and do it on hand, you might as well bring out the cells and bring out the ink and just do it that way.
Yeah, for sure. It saved me a lot of time.
Now, it's interesting to note that you do find the whole dog show concept unusual when you first discovered your idea about it, but I am curious to know, considering that you've made an entire animated short about dogs, are you yourself a dog person?
I actually feel like I'm a born-again dog person, because growing up I've only ever had cats. Like, cats would just find their way to my parents' house and they wouldn't leave. Like, at one point I had, like, sticks coming in and leaving as they pleased. I used to be afraid of dogs until I got one of my own about 4 years ago. So now I see dogs in a whole new light, and I just love them. Love their funny faces. And my favorites are the super wrinkly ones with floppy ears, bloodhounds, because they're the most fun to draw. And I was really pleased to hear that a bloodhound won Best in Show this year at Westminster Dog Show. He's so cute.
But anyways, let's go back into the animated short. And I know we have talked a little bit about your experience with what you have learned with making animation through this short, but what would you say were the biggest challenges with not just Best in Show in particular, but what would you say are the biggest challenges with creating your own animated short?
It's really hard doing the jobs of like 7 people all on your own, and it can be super easy to feel discouraged by the workload and become unmotivated when you don't have a team to report back to or like encourage you to keep going. So I had a lot of low moments while working on Best in Show where I wanted to just like give up because I thought I couldn't get through it and the end result wouldn't be what I wanted because of how many roles I had to fill while I was only really comfortable with one. But I think the feeling of having a finished short that's all yours is worth the challenges.
I see. And it is true, because I remember seeing in the credits that you said you were the creator, you were the director, and even like just the sole animator of this. So I can imagine the daunting task of just animating all the visuals in the short all by yourself, even if it's just like a 9 to 10 minute short. Like, I'm sure like that is still quite an insane task in itself there.
Yeah, animation and the backgrounds and the sound and everything, it all takes a lot of skill to do just one of those jobs, but all on your own it can be really tough. It's also really difficult to get noticed when you're just starting out because like if your film isn't trendy or really quick or memeable, and it's easy to get ignored or lost in the crowd.
Trust me, even like with what I do with my YouTube videos, I completely understand that. I think like any artist of any medium knows exactly how you feel about like the challenges of being noticed, especially like in the social media age where like it's extremely competitive in order to get attention. It's not an easy task, and I could say right now you are not alone on that.
Yeah.
Yes, but also it's very interesting how you mentioned that, like the challenges of working by yourself, but then again, you could argue that you didn't do literally everything by yourself, because there have been some other people who did help out in working on Best in Show. Like you had the Minute Hour be one of the voices, or just be like the voice in Best in Show, considering there was only one character, I believe is Buddy, who was the one voice in Best in Show, as well as you got music provided by D.A. Trevino. So let's go into the opposite of the previous discussion, and I want to know, how is it collaborating with others in order to create your animated short?
Collaborating is really important for filmmakers. I really love working with the Minute Hour. He's an awesome creator, and he does a lot of great work with the animation community. I'm a huge fan, and he always makes me laugh, even on my own projects. Like, when I first started animating, I was working on a series with Rollo called Rolled Oats, and the Minute Hour noticed our first video, and he offered his voice for future episodes, which is so cool. We wrote a squishy, egotistical, stubborn character for him named Dr. Vet, and he did such a good job. The Minute Hour just really elevates any text he's in, and I'm really happy I get to work with him.
Can I say something? Can I say something? This man is delicious. Come on, try this. Try some. This is for the good of this man. I mean, you know, I'm trying to get your opinion on this.
And Dio, he's a very smart and unique composer and good friend of mine. I'm really clueless with musical terms, so it's great working with him because you can give him just like a vague general idea of what you want, and he'll give you like exactly what you're thinking. And working with a composer really just makes making your own film so much more fun, because music makes such a huge difference with any film.
That's definitely true. And considering that with Best in Show, you got a taste of both working on a lot of elements on your own and collaborating with others for the short. For any of your upcoming projects, do you wish to have more people to work with you, or this kind of flow that you've established with Best in Show, would you want to do it again?
It's a good question. Unfortunately, I like to make things hard on myself, and I'm kind of picky with the consistency with animation. So I think I want to be the solo animator, but I definitely want to work with background artists and other musicians and voice actors and stuff with roles that I'm not so comfortable with.
Okay, so basically a little bit of both, or like maybe a little bit like what you did with Best in Show, but at the same time maybe have a bit more people?
Yeah, for sure. Just a little bit more.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes we can be quite masochistic with our own art. Like, often it's the pain and the struggles that kind of makes it worth it. Even if it's self-inflicted. Oh, of course. But finally, though, you've actually created Best in Show. Like, the animated short is complete. It is ready. You can even check it out on YouTube right now. But what I would like to know, now that you have Best in Show finished, what would be the next step? Like, now that you have completed your animated short, what are you going to do now with it? What will you do?
My producer, Matthew Manelli, and I have been submitting it to all sorts of film and animation festivals, but nothing is certain at the moment. He's just been helping me push the short to other outlets and trying to get more attention.
So basically now it's just publicity to get a lot more awareness about Best in Show.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then again, I guess that's literally what we are doing right now. So I guess with you and me right now, that is technically the next step for Best in Show.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But also, I want to know in regards to you, though. Now that you have finished Best in Show, what is your next step? What are you going to do now? Are you going to go and work on more animated shorts? Are you going to be working with other YouTube animators? Are you going to be working with other animators? What is going to be your next step now?
I always have like 10 different projects going on in my mind at once, so it can be tricky to predict what I'm going to release next. But I'm focusing on the 2 shorts that are being produced by Matthew at the moment, which are Toad and Grasshopper and Birdhouse. The Toad and the Grasshopper is a really quick short that's adapted from a kid's folktale about not getting along with someone. And Birdhouse is a really short thriller about a girl alone in her home. My friend Gabriel has made this adorable little dollhouse out of cardboard and paper that I'm going to use as the background, and I'll animate a character over top of it. So those 2 are my priorities at the moment. I also want to finish this animation I'm working on with the Minute Hour. I'm animating his audio bit called The Dogs That Are My Friends. And it's so funny, and everyone should go listen to it.
And I'm guessing that they're all 2D animation because you mentioned with the birdhouse that you're going to be using your friend's cardboard house or a house that he made. Is it still going to be all 2D, or would you want to go and explore like maybe CGI or stop motion?
I love stop motion a lot, but I think my main love is 2D animation. I always want to like keep that as the focus. But I really love using mixed media as background elements for my videos because I hate drawing backgrounds. So that's a good excuse to be artistic and also lazy at the same time. So I'd love to use CG for the backgrounds, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. What artist doesn't hate drawing backgrounds? It's always the characters we love doing, and I mean, even as an artist myself, I usually love drawing the characters more so than the background. So I understand you, and I'm sure many others do as well. Now, Haley, this has been such a very lovely chat, and it's great to learn so much about your animated short and what you do as an animator. And there is one more question I would like to ask you, and this is specifically for the people watching this who aspire one day to go and make their own animated short like you did with Best in Show, or that one day they could become like their own like filmmaker or become an animator like yourself. What advice would you go and give to those people who wish to become an animator like you?
Honestly, just do it. Like, it's easy to overthink to the point of freezing up, but if you break down your project into smaller chunks and dedicate some time to it every day, then it'll be done in no time. Like, it's really important to have patience with animation and stay in the habit of practicing every day and keep your project's end goal in mind. Also, don't feel like you have to do everything yourself. Everyone has weak spots, whether it be like music or acting or writing. There are so many people out there who you can invite to work on your film and make it even better. And collaboration is extremely useful for growing filmmakers. So basically, be patient, be consistent, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, that sounds very good. So once again, Haley, thank you so much for this interview. I think this is quite a fantastic chat that we have here.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you all, by the way, for watching this. And if you enjoyed this interview, then don't forget to subscribe, because I do get the opportunity to talk to amazing people like Haley over here. And with all that said and done, also don't forget to go and watch Best in Show. I will have the link in the description so that you do see the short for yourself. So, with all that said and done, I would like to say thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, see you later, dudes.